Alright guys, Cyberpunk Edgerunners update actually adds a lot more secret iconic weapons than we initially anticipated. Today we'll take a look at one of the best shotguns added from the Edgerunner show, 2 new iconic weapons, and also some of the best rewards you can get from finishing the Roach minigame that CD Projekt Red has added for free. As always, a thumbs up on this video would be greatly appreciated, and let's jump right in. Let's begin with the brand new Edgerunners inspired God's Power shotgun that actually comes with a very interesting effect, and it's probably one of the most devastating shotguns in Cyberpunk 2077. To get this, you need to head over right here in the city center in Corpo Plaza, very close to the center of this dome, where you will have these fishes in the background as well as this line of 3 monks sitting right here on the side. What you will want to do is to go behind them a little bit further back until you see this bush, and inside of it you will find the Guts shotgun of epic quality, and once you collect it, it's also going to give you its crafting recipe. So as long as you have enough materials left, you can even go ahead and immediately upgrade this to legendary quality and also bump up its stats. This is a very interesting weapon because it comes with a very powerful damage effect. Even though its accuracy is pretty much non-existent, it also acts kind of like a cannon. It doesn't really matter what you shoot at or if you aim it. As long as there's a target on your screen at any point, it will get instantly deleted. Of course, it's also going to suffer in terms of recoil. I think that this is one of the most recoil heavy shotguns and weapons I've seen in the entire game, but totally worth it and totally devastating. Mine in particular also came with a 10% poison chance and a lot of chemical damage, so even if a target doesn't instantly melt, it will get a damage over time effect that eventually will take it down very easily. But coming up to number 2, the next 2 iconic weapons are actually a pair of daggers, and they are some of the best that I've been using in Cyberpunk right now. The first one is called the Headhunter, and you can find the item as well as the blueprint right here in Pacifica at this melee vendor here towards the west side of the area. Once you reach this location, at least in my case, that blueprint and item appeared right there on the spot. But if it doesn't for you, just advance the time 24 hours repeatedly until you see it appearing in its stash, so you can go ahead, buy it, and also get the recipe at the same time. This also gives you the possibility to upgrade this straight to legendary quality, assuming that you've invested the necessary points into technical analysis. But outside of that, these are some of the best weapons. At least this one comes with a very powerful effect. So basically, any enemy you hit in the head with this knife, be it ranged or, well, melee damage, is going to mark it, which in turn is going to make any other damage source towards the head of that enemy deal additional 250% damage, which is insane, as well as giving your Headhunter knife back right away. So this works really amazing because you can just hit them once, and you can even like do a second hit with the dagger, and it is going to benefit from that 250% bonus, as well as giving back your dagger right away. It's very strong, so much so in fact that you can couple it with any other weapon, even if you did not build around throwing knives, and maybe you might be using a weapon or a different gun. You can totally just throw this at the head, and if the enemy is not dead, it will get that massive debuff that you can go ahead, use right away, get the dagger, just rinse and repeat, and everybody will be dead. There's a second one, as I've said, that's even better at CCing enemies and stunning them, and this is going to be the blue Fang. You can find it a little bit down south right here in the Badlands, right here at this melee caravan vendor that also sells a bunch of other items. But as soon as I loaded in the area, once I checked the stash, it immediately appeared for me. So again, if it doesn't for you, just go ahead and advance the time 24 hours until it does. This is also fully upgradable to legendary quality and comes with an even more devastating effect. So this stuns the enemies on hit. Headshots stun after 1 second, while hits stun after 3 seconds. So basically, enemies that are outside of the combat will get stunned immediately. Meanwhile, if you are during combat and deal like headshot damage with this knife, yeah, these enemies will get stunned after 3 seconds. In both of these situations, it works extremely well because, yeah, this is going to disable that enemy for a pretty long duration. I've counted at the very least 3 seconds, but it could be all the way up to 5 seconds. And it comes in quite handy because this means you're not gonna have to worry about that enemy reacting to you in any way. By the way, this also works for cyber psychos and any other bosses. So literally, if you fight anything, just deal that headshot, disable them, and then just switch maybe to some of the previous weapons and provide those debuffs instead. Now, there's one more set of items that you can get in the new update as a reward, and this is gonna be from completing this new Roach Race minigame with the highest score at those retro gaming machines added all around town. The one that I played in was in this bar right here, but you should find them all around the city, even in Japantown, and like especially in bars and whatnot. But basically, this requires you to complete this 2D game that's also free on mobile right now. And if you beat the first score right there, which I believe is also an Easter egg towards Siri, you're going to get a message that you just got the first place, and it's going to prompt you to go back to your main apartment to claim this box right here that's now going to be present right here onto the left side. So this is going to give you a threat analysis, which is a cyber implant that you get, a Roach Whisper outfit for V that you can go ahead and use right away. By the way, this is how it looks like, and I think it's really awesome. Fits the theme, kind of makes you look like a cowboy, and if you're playing especially as a nomad, this definitely fits that style right there really nicely. Probably gonna look even better on a male character. And finally, you will also get the weapon glitch, which is definitely my favorite, because this is going to be a legendary quick hack and it comes with so many effects. The main one is that once you use it on a target, it's going to eventually jam its weapon, also affecting its accuracy and how easy it can shoot you, and eventually even cause it to explode in its hand so that it disables that target momentarily and even forces it to switch to a different, less powerful weapon eventually. It also jumps to secondary targets, so if there's a second one within 8 meters of the primary target, the second one will also get affected by the quick hack and have their weapons similarly jammed. Finally, if you play with a quick hack kind of build and use a lot of breach protocols, you can basically just spread this to a whole group for almost free and just have everybody's guns disabled eventually as it spreads from one enemy to another. Messing around with the enemy's firepower capabilities is where net running is at, so for my net runner build, this is definitely a godsend. Let me know down below if there's any other iconic weapons you might have found on top of the ones that we already discussed. As always, if you enjoyed this video at any point, a like on it would be greatly appreciated, and if you really enjoyed it, a sub to the channel would be amazing. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.